Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the GrowCast show. This is episode 67, and I'm with Sharie Lim today. Welcome, Sharie, to the show.
Hi, Lisa. Thanks.
Tell me what inspired you to start your journey in marketing and advertising, and how did you transition into consultancy?
Well, I definitely didn't start this journey with a meticulous plan. I left a very promising career from MediaCorp after a 13 years path with them. Well, it was then that I resonated deeply with Steve Jobs' quote, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them back looking back. At that point of time, I have no clear vision of what lies ahead. Leaving MediaCorp was a leap into the unknown, but it led me to join one of the greatest, fastest growing agency in AIA when I embarked on an incredible 3-year journey as a marketer. This was followed by an even more exciting career path at Wash Singapore, and that was right in the middle of the height of the COVID-19, where I achieved career milestone, won awards for outstanding campaign, and was promoted to country manager overseeing the entire business. It was a time of growth, challenges, and immense fulfillment. But as life often does, the journey took an unexpected turn. So when travel restriction lifted, that chapter came to an abrupt end. It was unplanned, but it gave me an opportunity to pause, reflect, and calibrate. So over the next year, I decided to upgrade my skills and learn new things that I simply wouldn't have the bandwidth if I was still in the rat race. So when the time came to decide between whether to return to corporate or to venture out on my own, I chose the latter. I wanted more than the familiar. I wanted to be different, to push myself beyond the comfort zone and to build something truly meaningful, something different.
That's very inspirational. Thanks for sharing. Can you share a defining moment in your 26-year career that shaped your approach to your consulting practice?
A key moment was scaling Watch Singapore from 3 million to 36 million annually, making it the number one household in its category in e-commerce. Teamwork definitely contributed to the success. This experience taught me that the right positioning, combined with consistent messaging and strategic planning, one can outperform even the biggest competitor.
Can your strategies be applied to any industry, or is it just to a specific niche?
Absolutely. My strategies work across industry, whether it's product-based or service-based businesses. It's all about applying the concept correctly. The principles I follow, like positioning and differentiations, are universal. They provide a solid foundation to create clarity and focus in any businesses, regardless of the niche.
What can a client expect when they meet you for the first time?
Before we meet, I get my clients to do a bit of homework by filling up a short discovery form. This helps us hit the ground running and making our first meeting as productive as possible. It's completely obligatory free. I truly believe in providing value upfront. My goal is that anyone who meets me, even just once, walk away with clear understanding of how my framework can help their business. It's not just about the meeting, it's about leaving them with something tangible they can use.
How long does it typically take to see results from your framework?
Every business is unique, so there's no one-size-fits-all. However, you can usually expect to see some early results within the first 3 months. For the full impact of positioning, especially in terms of reflecting tangible results in the profit and loss, it typically takes about 6 months to a year. This is because implementing the framework often involves making significant changes across various areas, from marketing strategies to operational processes. It's a transformative journey, but the results are well worth the effort.
What makes your results guaranteed approach unique compared to traditional marketing strategies?
A common frustration I often hear from my clients is that they worked with digital marketing agencies that promised leads, hoping that these would convert into sales. Unfortunately, this often falls short, especially with digital advertising costs on platforms like Meta rising rapidly. Competing for visibility in a crowded space is tough. And unless you have a massive budget, it can feel like an uphill battle. My approach is different. Instead of focusing solely on ads, I take my client back to the drawing board to apply a proven framework centered on positioning. This involves creating a distinct space in the minds of their target audience, a space only their brand can occupy. By defining their unique value and aligning every marketing effort around it, we build a sustainable strategy that attracts and retains customers, even in competitive market. So it's not just about spending more, it's about positioning smarter.
What are 3 common misconceptions that people have about marketing consultancy?
Okay, now this is an interesting question. People often have got myth about consultancy. And one of it being that consultants only give advice that they don't implement. Many people think marketing consultants just deliver strategies and leave the business to figure out the rest. Well, there are some consultants who work this way depending on the needs of the client. My approach is hands-on. I don't just provide guidance. I partner with my client to implement the strategies, monitor the progress, and adjust as needed to ensure results. The second myth is that often clients think that it is only for big business with large budget. Marketing consultancy is often seen as a luxury service for big corporations, but that's far from truth. SMEs can benefit immensely from tailored strategies that are both effective and cost efficient. So I specialize in working with SMEs, providing solutions that are practical and aligned with their resources. Some believe that hiring a consultant will lead to instant success. However, real growth takes time, especially when fundamental elements like positioning and strategy needs to be addressed. While I aim for early win within a few months, the full impact of a strong marketing framework typically unfolds over 6 to 12 months as it integrates across all aspects of the business.
Do businesses need a big budget to benefit from your strategies?
Investing in your business is crucial, and that includes marketing dollar. I'm not going to tell my client they will never need to spend on ads again. That's just not realistic, and honestly, it's a red flag if anyone makes that promise. What I do focus is on maximize the return for every dollar spent. It's not about how much you spend, it's about where and how you invest it. My strategies are all about making your marketing dollar work harder, work smarter, delivering real measurable results, and driving sustainable growth.
Why is branding more important than simply increasing sales in the short term?
I focus on the mind of the consumer because we can't expect people to remember individual product features. Many brands make the mistake of selling product attributes, but our minds simply don't work that way. With so much information competing our attention, product features often get lost in our short-term memory. What people remember are brands. Here's an example. If a friend suggests going to a place that has got a nice wide variety of tea, what comes to mind? That's because TWG has successfully built a strong brand recall. Building a brand isn't just about short-term sales, it's about creating a lasting impression that stays in your audience's mind, making you their first choice when a need arises. That's the difference between being remembered and being forgotten.
What do you say to clients who think that marketing is just an expense rather than an investment?
I often get that a lot, yes. I will tell them it's a vicious cycle. Without marketing, there are no sales. Without sales, there are no revenue. And without revenue, there's no cash flow. And cash flow is the lifeblood of any company. Marketing isn't just about spending. It's about managing ROI effectively. When done right, marketing becomes a strategic investment that drives growth, not just a lifeline on the expense budget. Not just a line item on the expense sheet.
Why should clients trust your expertise over other agencies or other consultants?
Clients trust me because my approach is rooted in real-world experiences and proven results. Over 26 years, I've worked hands-on to scale brands and solve business challenges, so I deeply understand what works and what doesn't. The unique positioning I have for myself is that I partner with my clients to implement strategies and deliver measurable outcomes instead of just providing advice. What sets me apart is that I don't believe in one-size-fits-all solutions. I take the time to understand each other's unique needs, challenges, and goals, tailoring my framework to fit their specific situation. It's these combinations of experienced, practical insights and a client-first approach that gives them confidence in my ability to deliver results.
Many business owners invest in marketing efforts, but they don't get any results. What makes your approach different, and how can they trust that it will work for them this time?
What sets my approach apart is that it is rooted in positioning, a proven framework that focuses on identifying what makes your business unique and creating a strategy that stands out in a crowded market. Unlike generic marketing tactics, my methods are tailored to your specific business, addressing the core issues that may be holding you back, like unclear messaging, weak differentiation, or even inconsistent execution. I also ensure that every strategy is aligned with your business goals and resources, so it's this practical and actionable. You're not just investing in ads or campaigns, you're building a long-term foundation for sustainable growth. So to build trust, I start with a discovery process to understand your business challenges and opportunities. I provide clarity on how the framework works and give you insights upfront before you even commit. Clients trust my approach because I focus on measurable outcomes and I'm deeply invested in their business, in their success. My track record of helping SMEs scale and hands-on partnership style My track record of helping SME scale and my hands-on partnership styles means you will never feel like you're navigating this alone. This time, it's not just marketing, it's a transformation.
With so many digital marketing agencies offering affordable packages priced between $500 to $1,000, why should they choose to hire you instead?
Running a successful business isn't just about running ads or getting leads. I often ask my client, are you selling a product or a brand? If you're only selling a product, you're competing on price. But if you're building a brand, you're creating a long-term value and differentiation that no competitor can replicate. While those affordable packages might seem appealing, they usually focus on surface-level tactics like running social media or ads campaign. These might get you quick leads, but they rarely lead to sustainable growth because they don't address the deeper strategic foundation of your business. What I offer is fundamentally different. Think of me as your CMO on hire, but at a fraction of the cost. I bring over 26 years of experience scaling multi-million-dollar brands and guiding SMEs to success. My approach is rooted in positioning and helping you identify what makes your business unique and crafting a strategy that sets you apart in the market. And when you work with me, you're not getting a cookie cutter service. You're getting a strategic partner who deeply understands your business, customizes solutions to your needs, and works hand-on to deliver measurable results. It's not just about quick wins. It's about building a business that thrives in the long run. And when you see the results in terms of increased revenue, stronger customer loyalty, and with a clear market position, you'll understand why this investment is worth every penny.
What are the biggest mistakes that businesses make when positioning their brand in a competitive market?
The most common mistake are failing to identify their unique strengths and trying to appeal to everyone instead of a specific audience.
How do you help clients identify their niche and help them to capitalize on it?
I start by conducting a deep dive evaluation of their business, competitors, and target audience. The goal is to uncover what makes their brand truly unique and where the gaps or opportunities lie in the market. From there, I help them define a clear positioning that highlights their strength and addresses the needs of their ideal customers. Once we identify the niche, we craft a tailored strategy to capitalize on it. These include refining their messaging, aligning their marketing efforts, and ensuring consistency across all touch points. It's about making them the obvious choice for their audience, standing out in a way that competitors can't easily replicate.
What exactly is brand positioning and why is it so important?
Brand positioning is about defining how your brand is perceived in the minds of your target audience compared to your competitors. It's about what your business stands out and why customers choose you over someone else. A strong positioning strategy identify your unique value, and ensure that everything from your messaging to your customer experience enforces that value. It is important. Without clear positioning, you're just another option in a crowded market, often competing on price alone. With the right positioning, you create a distinctive identity. You build trust, and you attract loyal customers who sees your brand as the best choice for their needs. It's the foundation for long-term success and sustainable growth.
What does being better than normal mean to you?
To me, it's about going beyond your comfort zone. Yeah, the focus is not on better, but being different.
Makes sense. And for you, what makes you better than normal?
Doing things differently, not conforming to societal norm. This is how I started Diffinity Consultancy, where being different is the foundation for achieving infinite growth.
And yeah, I really makes sense what you're trying to say. Makes perfect sense. And Sharie, for yourself, you've had a successful corporate career and now you work independently. How does that benefit your clients?
That's a great point. My corporate experience gave me the opportunity to scale brands to multi-million dollars and work with global brands like P&G and Coca-Cola. Now, working independently, my client gets something even more valuable: my personal time, focus, and expertise. Every strategy, every insight comes directly from me. Right now, I'm at a stage where I can dedicate my energy to working closely with client. This level of personal attention may not always be possible when I eventually scale and build a team. For now, my client gets the best of both worlds: my hands-on involvement backed by over 26 years of experience in this industry.
Makes sense. And I totally agree how important hands-on personal touch can be in businesses as well. And for yourself, maybe you can share what is the number one biggest challenge that you have faced as a consultant so far and how have you overcome it?
One of the biggest challenges I've faced as a consultant is earning the trust of clients who were left disappointed by past experience or didn't achieve the outcome they were hoping for. To address this, I focus on being open and upfront right from the start. If our directions don't align, I would suggest revisiting this partnership at a later stage, rather than taking on the business solely for profit. The discovery questionnaire I ask clients to complete before our first meeting helped me understand what went wrong and what our goals are. I also share some actionable insights during our initial chats because I want every session, even if it doesn't lead to anything further, to provide value to time staff and entrepreneurs. Once I'm on board with my client, I make sure we set clear, realistic expectation. It's not about over-promising, it's about working together to deliver results that they can actually see. By taking it step by step and showing progress along the way, I've built strong, lasting relationship with clients by earning their trust and demonstrating the value of the process over time. It's the same consistency that I advocate as part of my framework.
Very nice. And for yourself, Sharie, how did your experience with scaling multiple brands to over $100 million in sales revenue influence the frameworks that you currently use today?
Scaling brands isn't about luck. It's all about strategy. Over the years, I've studied countless case studies and had the privilege to apply this strategy in the course of my work. That's how I come up with these 3 simple steps. The first, understand your market. Know who your customers are, what they need, and what their competitors are doing. The second step is to differentiate, and that is to find a way to make your brand different and memorable. What makes you special? The third step is to be consistent. Make sure everything you say and do aligns with your brand so people remember you. I work with brands to carve out that unique niche by focusing on differentiation, creating a space in your customer mind that no one else can occupy. It is this focus that drives sustainable growth and sets brands apart.
Makes perfect sense. And for you, Sharie, how do you address concerns from clients worried about the uncertainty of returns?
That's a good question. Investing in something new always comes with questions like, what if it doesn't work? It's normal to feel that way. Let me share a real example. I once worked with a brand that was struggling with low sales because they were stuck competing on price. They were hesitant to invest in repositioning because they didn't see, or it's not possible to see an immediate results. So here's what I told them. Let's start small and focus. We'll evaluate the market. We find a niche where you can shine and we test test it out without overcommitting. So by following this step-by-step approach, we help them shift their positioning, and within a year, their sales tripled. So at Diffinity, I don't just throw ideas at the wall. We work together to create a plan that makes sense, test it, and adjust it as needed. It's about minimizing risk while setting you up for long-term success.
Yes, I mean, I totally hear you when you say that. And for yourself, Sharie, since you're a strong advocate on niche positioning, right? Do you focus on any niche industry for your business?
Well, I'm a strong advocate for the niche. I'm a strong advocate for niche positioning. I don't confine myself to a single industry. My focus, however, is on retail businesses, as it is where I've built a strong foundation over the past 26 years in the corporate world. Having worked extensively in this space, I've gained a deep understanding of what it takes to help brands stand out and grow, particularly in competitive market. I don't believe in a one-size-fits-all solution because every business has its own challenges and opportunities. For example, I've worked with household product and snacks brand, helping them uncover what makes them unique and building a strategy around that. It's not about following a formula. It's about listening to the business, understanding the market, and crafting a plan that works. So while my experience gives me an edge in retail, my approach is adaptable to different industry. The core of what I do remains the same, helping businesses find their unique position in the market and translating that into sustainable growth.
And I totally agree, because I feel if a business does not have that unique positioning, I like to call it a unique superpower. If they don't have it, then forever they're going to be competing on price, right?
Yes. Yeah. So price competition is not sustainable and it cannot be going on forever. Yeah. So the moment when you stop your promotion based on price, then you see that huge decline in sales.
Makes sense. And maybe on that, it makes sense to ask the next question, which is, what is the difference between branding and marketing?
Branding is about who you are. It's the personality of your business, your values, mission, and what you stand for. It's what people think of when they hear your name. Marketing, on the other hand, is how you tell people who you are. It's the tools, strategies, and action you use to spread the word about your brand. Let's use a real example. Think Apple. Their branding is all about innovation, simplicity, and premium quality. That's why their logo, product, stores have that sleek, minimalist feel. But their marketing is how they tell you this story, like their iconic campaign, Think Different, or product launches that get everyone buzzing. So branding builds trust and recognition, while marketing drives action and sales. Both work hand in hand, but branding is the foundation. Without it, marketing is just noise.
And I'm sure you get this question asked a lot, which is, can I just focus on marketing as branding is expensive?
Branding does sound like a big investment, but here's the thing. If you skip branding and only focus on marketing, it's like trying to sell a product without a story. Sure, you can get loud and get attention, but will people remember you? Will they come back? Let's go back to Apple example. Imagine if they just focus on running ads without building that strong identity. Their sleek design, innovative vibe, or loyal fan base wouldn't exist. Branding doesn't have to be expensive. It's about consistency. Even small things like a memorable logo, clear messaging, and staying true to your values help. So yes, you can focus on marketing, but without branding, your efforts might not stick long term. It's like decorating a house without a solid foundation. Looks good now, but doesn't last. Balance both, even on the budget.
Very nice. And I think there's this question which is very, very important as well, which is your consultancy focuses on working with SMEs. So why specifically SMEs?
Now, connecting the dots back, I actually started my journey with SMEs right after I graduated from NUS. Well, many of my friends went into step boards or MNCs. I choose to work in a small manufacturing firm. It was a deliberate decision because I wanted to learn every aspect of running a business, and smaller companies give me that hands-on experience. Later, when I joined MediaCorp, I worked with SMEs across various sectors while also managing global brands like P&G, Coca-Cola, and Mercedes. But what stood out for me was the unique experience working closely with SME owners. Their conversation I had with the tauges were on a whole different level. They were practical, raw, and eye-opening. I learned so much from their stories, challenges, and problem-solving approaches. SME are the backbone of any economy, but they often struggle with limited resources and guidance. Many of them find success only after failing multiple times. With the power of positioning, it's a game changer that can level the playing field for SMEs, helping them to stand out and grow, even against bigger competitors. My goal is simple: to take what I've learned and succeeded in and help other SMEs do the same. They have so much potential, and I want to be part of their journey to unlock it.
And I'm sure you also get this question asked a lot, which is a lot of people say that it is difficult to get SME owners to pay because they are often struggling. Is this true?
Yeah, well, I hear that all the time. In fact, when I first started out, a good friend of mine gave me the same advice. It's hard to get SME to pay because they're always struggling. But here's what I've learned from my time at MediaCorp. SME will invest even six-figure amount in marketing and sponsorship program. As long as the return makes sense to them, it's not about the price tag, it's about showing them the value. That's the same principle I apply in my consultancy business. My focus is always on ensuring my client sees the real ROI in the long run when they work with me. Plus, we're fortunate in Singapore because our government offers various grants to support SME. As a certified management consultant, I assist my client with grant application whenever possible, helping them to tap into fundings that can cover up to 50% of their costs. So it's not about whether SMEs are willing to pay. It's about showing them why it's worth it and when they see that, they're ready to invest.
And Sharie, in your opinion, right, are SMEs too small to compete with larger players, or can they carve out their niche effectively?
SME play on a different field compared to large organizations, and that's not a disadvantage. It's an opportunity. When I conduct competitor analysis for my client, I don't position them as directly competing with big players. Instead, the focus is on finding and owning a unique space that larger players often overlook. By narrowing their focus and addressing specific needs within a target market, SME can stand out and attract loyal customers. It's not about competing on size or budget. It's about being distinct and memorable in a way that resonates with their audience. Let's take a look at our very own local setup, Charles & Keith. When Charles & Keith was founded in 1996, the market was dominated by established global brands like Zara, Nine West, and Aldo. This brand has deep pockets for marketing. They have extensive distribution network and a strong international presence. So the challenge for Charles & Keith was to stand out without the same level of resources. Charles & Keith identified a gap between fast fashion and high-end luxury. They positioned themselves as an affordable luxury brand, stylish, premium-looking, design at accessible prices. Today, Charles & Keith has grown from a single store in Amara Shopping Centre to over 600 stores worldwide. They have become a globally recognized SME story, competing effectively against larger players while maintaining their distinct identity.
Nice. I like the Charles & Keith segmentation, which is affordable luxury. Sounds like my kind of brand.
Yes, it is indeed.
And what's the number one marketing tactic you believe every SME should implement immediately?
It is definitely to clarify their unique positioning and messaging. Many businesses jump straight into running ads or creating content without using a clear understanding of what sets them apart or how to communicate it effectively. By defining finding your unique value and crafting a consistent, compelling message that speaks directly to your real customer, that speaks directly to your ideal customer, you create a strong foundation for all your marketing effort. This not only makes your campaign more impactful, but also help you stand out in a crowded market and attract the right audience from the start.
And Sharie, for you, what is the best advice you can give to entrepreneurs looking to scale their business but feeling stuck?
Focus on what makes you different. When you're feeling stuck, it's often because you're trying to compete on the same terms as everyone else, whether it's price, product, or promotion. But the real game changer is figuring out what sets you apart and building your strategy around that. Take a step and ask yourself, what problem am I solving for my customers that no one else is solving in the same way? Once you nail that, it's about making sure your message is clear and consistent across everything you do so that your audience remembers you. But don't be afraid to start small. Scaling isn't about doing everything at once. It's about taking that strategic steps that builds momentum. Like I always tell my client, success comes from owning your space, not trying to be everything to everyone. So find your niche, focus on it, and build from there. That's how you break through and scale.
And Sharie, for yourself, can you tell us about a recent successful collaboration you helped your clients with?
One recent success was a campaign I worked on with Tomorrow Jewelry, a brand specializing in unique salt and pepper diamond. These diamonds are relatively new and not widely recognized in Singapore. So the campaign had two key goals: celebrating the brand's second anniversary and incorporating CSR efforts to give back to the community by raising funds for a meaningful cause. We collaborated with 6 well-known personalities, all passionate about making a difference, and created a series of events where proceeds went to this children's society. The concept aligned beautifully with the brand's core message, embracing imperfections. As salt and pepper diamonds celebrate beauty in flaws, the event generated a lot of buzz and was even featured in Tatler Singapore. This exposure was a game changer. Not only did it highlight tomorrow's craftsmanship and unique story, but it also educated a new audience about salt and pepper diamonds, positioning the brand as a thought leader in this niche. Ultimately, the campaign not only hits its fundraising goals, but also gave the brand a platform to strengthen its presence and credibility in Singapore.
Very nice. And I need to find out more about salt and pepper diamonds as well, because this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
You should. Your wife will love it. It says a very beautiful story.
I'm sure. And let's chat a little bit about that. And that was part 2 of episode 67 of the GrowCast show. And I had with me Sharie, and I hope that you all learned something useful. And it was amazing. And I'll see you all real soon for episode 68. Thank you, Sharie, for being here.
Thank you. Thank you, Vicky.